Hey guys, my name is Gabby and welcome to my channel. Now, I'm usually very cheerful and very happy because I love being happy, but we're all human and today I don't feel that way. I don't feel cheerful, I don't feel happy, I just feel meh, and that's okay. And what I want to talk to you about today is how when we start doing all this inner work and going into spirituality and personal development and we realize our old thought patterns and beliefs and old behaviors and habits, that as much work as we do, we are still going to self-sabotage ourselves. We're still going to fall into those old patterns because it has taken us so many years to establish our patterns that we have right now. It has taken us so many years to have the habits that we have right now. Let's say you are 30 or 40 or 50. It means that for, let's say, 40 years, you've been functioning one way. So you can't expect to suddenly change everything, right? So today I wanted to talk to you about the fact that once you start doing all this work and realizing the things that are really important to you, or where you have been self-sabotaging yourself, or how you've been a people pleaser and you need that external validation, once you started doing this work and healing yourself, as I would like to say, don't be surprised when you fall back into your old patterns, because that's normal and that's gonna happen. And that's what happens to me all the time. First thing in growth or breaking any pattern is self-awareness. And the reason why we've repeated patterns or behaviors or habits for so long is because it's become subconscious, so you're not aware of it, right? So my need for validation and external acceptance and other people telling me that I'm good enough has always been so subconscious that I didn't even realize I had it. So it's one of those things that we called blind spots, the things that you don't know about yourself. So when you start having awareness towards the patterns that don't serve you, like, oh, wow, I'm a people pleaser, or oh wow, like I'm really scared of putting myself out there, or oh, I make myself really small. And one of the things that I feel like for me is always a tell when I don't feel good about myself or I don't feel confident in who I am is when I start talking really quietly. And I realized that 2 years back that if I would go into a coffee shop and I would have to order coffee and it was already like a really weird thing for me, like confidently be like, hi, good morning, how's it going? I would love to order blah, 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 blah. I would be like, hey, can I just have a black coffee with milk? Yeah, thank you. And look down, because I was so not confident in myself and my body language, my voice, my eye contact, how I wasn't making eye contact. All these things were tells that it's like, oh wow, I really don't feel like I deserve to take up space. So I'm gonna make myself really small and really quiet. And yeah, okay, thank you for the coffee. Yeah, have a good day. And I still find myself doing that subconsciously, but now I'm bringing awareness to it. Curiosity, I feel like that's important as well. Bring awareness and curiosity. So you're like, oh wow, okay, I'm doing all these things that I had no idea that I do. Like, I had no idea that I'm hanging out with this person that I truly don't like, but the only reason I'm hanging out with them is because I want their validation and approval, because I need somebody to tell me that I am worthy and I am good enough. So when you start having the self-awareness, it's huge. It's huge, huge, huge. Because those subconscious patterns that we do, we keep doing them because we're not aware of them. So when we start being aware of them, it's like we are bringing light. We're shining. It's like we have a torch and we're shining the light into the dark corners that we never managed to look at. So that's the first thing. And then when you start doing a lot of, let's say, reprogramming or understanding why you do the things that you do, what beliefs got you there, what circumstances might have triggered the event, and how it was a defense mechanism, let's say, or a protective mechanism, you start healing these things. When you think about the habits that we have or the behaviors that we do, it's like every time you do the same thing, it's like the neural pathway in your brain is being made stronger and stronger and stronger, right? So if like you're like walking on a path, you're walking over and over and over and over again, you're gonna have the footsteps in the path, but also it's gonna, like, you're gonna make not a dent. You're gonna make a path, right? So if you do the same thing so many times, it's almost like that path has turned into a highway. And with a coach of mine, I was talking to her about it, and that's like the most incredible metaphor that she said. She said, I have a lot of, kind of like subconscious patterns about like, oh yeah, I'm not deserving, I'm not good enough. And she told me, she's like, it's not even that you have a neural pathway there, you have a neural highway there, because you've been doing it for so many years, so often. So then I've been working on healing it and releasing it and reprogramming, and it's going incredible, and I catch myself all the time. But sometimes you still fall into the same thing. Sometimes I'll meet new people and I'm not gonna feel confident about what I do or who I am. And I am gonna speak like quieter, or just kind of like not make eye contact. Or if I meet somebody that I feel is super awesome and cool, and my belief of I'm not good enough surfaces, it means that I put the other person on a pedestal like they are better than me. I am gonna try and get like approval and validation for them, because in my mind I'm like, oh wow, you are better than me, obviously. You know more than me, you're more talented than me, you're more successful than me. So in order for me to feel good enough, I need to get your approval. And I usually catch myself very, very quick. However, as I said, sometimes you just go with the flow with the pattern, and the next day you look back and you're like, oh my God, that's literally something that I've been working on for years, and I fell back into the same pattern of needing approval and validation from somebody else. Not good. Not good. There are so many things that we humans do, so many behaviors, so many habits that we have, so many patterns, thought patterns, belief patterns, behavior patterns that we do, that we don't realize we do. And we think that this is who we are. We say, oh no, that's just the way I am. Like, I just get snappy all the time, and I'm rude all the time. That's just the way I am. Like, oh, I'm just like really unfit and unhealthy, and I'm very unproductive. That's just the way I am. That's not just the way you are. Your behaviors, your thought patterns, your beliefs, the way you act, what you do, it's all learned behavior. It's all patterns that have been learned and now have become so ingrained. So it's not just you, it's your patterns. And because they're patterns, it means that they can be changed. And I feel like that's one of the most insane things to realize, especially if you've never done this work of like, oh my God, that's not who I am. Like, I can actually change my thoughts and beliefs and my actions, and I can create myself into somebody that I want to be. And yes, the answer is yes, 100%. I am good enough. I am capable enough. I am more than capable. I am incredible and smart and intelligent, and I can honestly do and create whatever it is that I want with my life. But I also have to have the patterns and the behaviors and the thought process to actually back it up. Because if my ingrained belief is I'm not good enough, I'm not capable, I'm not gonna be taking the action to actually prove to myself that I am good enough and I am capable enough. Because I love affirmations and they're really powerful, but if you don't change the beliefs behind your thoughts or your affirmations, nothing's gonna change, because your belief is so much stronger than just like the repetitive words that you say. Because if you say, I'm good enough, I'm good enough, I'm good enough, I'm good enough, but your deep ingrained belief for the last 10 years has been, oh, I'm a failure, I'm not good enough, nothing's gonna change. So, yeah, if you're watching this video, it means that, whether you're a subscriber for quite a while or you just discovered this video, it means that you are interested in personal development and spirituality and inner work, but also you've probably started doing this work yourself, and you realize that it's not as an easy road as we would like it to be. And a lot of times I get frustrated because I'm like, I just want to be done with this pattern. Like, I don't want to think of myself as not good enough anymore. I am tired of thinking of myself as not capable enough. I am so exhausted from thinking that everybody can achieve their dreams, but I can't do it, for me. Sometimes it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Sometimes it's 5 steps forward and then 11 steps back, and then like 20 steps forward, and then like 6 steps back. This whole journey is just so not linear, and that's the most frustrating thing. I wish it was linear. I wish it's just like you make progress and you go up, 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 and then boom, enlightenment. But that's not how it works. So yeah, I've done so much work, and sometimes I still fall into the same patterns, and it just makes me feel frustrated. And I'm like, is anything that I'm doing even working? And yes, it is, because if you have the self-awareness, and if you can actually catch yourself and be like, oh, this is why I fell into the pattern, and this is, why it happened, this is when it happened, and I can exactly say that, you have the awareness and understanding why it happened, when it happened, and being able to realize that it's a pattern and you catch yourself, that's already huge. That's huge. And honestly, that's all we can ever do with the bad behaviors. We can do a lot of work on it and heal it, but the most important thing is that having the self-awareness when we fall into the same patterns. But I just wanted to say that if you are doing so much inner work, you know, if you're working on something, if you're getting rid of if you are changing like bad behaviors or bad habits, I'm so proud of you, and that's so exciting. But also, don't beat yourself up when you fall down and when you mess up and when you go back into the old ways. You know, you can start working out and go, like, you know, to the gym every single day for 3 weeks, and then you're gonna like go home, eat junk food, and do that for 3 days and not work out, and then be like, oh wow, was, you know, me going to the gym even worth it? Yes, it was. Just stand up and go back to it. We all fall down all the time. This inner work thing, this personal development thing, working on ourselves is a very, very difficult task, but it's worth it. But it's difficult. So if you fall down, if you mess up, if you go back into your old patterns, it's okay. Don't beat yourself up. It's all good. And yeah, that's all I wanted to share with you today. As I said, I've been feeling low energy, so there's that. But you know, it happens. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a lovely week, and I will see you next week. Bye.